Hey, Scott here, and it's time for what I'm going to call real talk. Hopefully this impacts somebody and affects their life in a positive way. I see a lot of people, they're on social media and they're constantly saying things like, man, housing is unaffordable. We'll never be able to buy a house. Gee, I wish houses were as affordable as they were when my grandparents bought a house. Man, that's all true, but income is so much different, and the world has changed, guys. I was thinking about my father when he bought his house, and what he made per hour, blow your mind, was considered good pay. It was like $2 an hour. And he built this house and everybody said, you'll never be able to afford it. But yet he did it. But one of the things that, probably to this day he would never do is spend $5 on a cup of coffee. So I think sometimes today we get our priorities out of line. We have to have the $1,400 Apple iPhone. We just have to have it, right? We gotta be wearing the $300 Air Jordans. We gotta have those. Our kids gotta have the iPhones. The kids gotta have the Air Jordans. We're spending $200-300 a month on coffee, at Starbucks at $5, $6, $7 a pop on a cup of coffee. And we're wondering why we don't get ahead. Sometimes it's super easy to go out there and say, hey, listen, nobody can afford a house today. Things are too expensive. Income's not keeping up with things. And I'm going to upset some people with this, but at the end of the day, it's a mental thing. You got to change your mindset. It's easy to say that because if you can convince yourself that nobody could buy a house because of the environment, or nobody can save money because of the current market conditions, nobody can do this, it makes it easier to accept it on our end. I'm going to flat tell you that people are doing it. There are people doing it. I knew a guy one time, probably one of the wealthiest men I ever met in my life, and the most money the dude ever made in his life was $9 an hour. 3 kids, raised them, put them through college, no college loans. Wife didn't work until he retired, and she took a part-time job. So it's hard to sell me that you can't do it today. You can try, but my belief in you, and I'm talking to everybody that believes that way, my belief in you will far outweigh your belief that you can't. You're going to have to work a hell of a lot harder to prove to me that you can't do these things than it's going to take me to prove to you can, because I see people doing it every day. It's a mindset change. We just have to change the way we think. We have to believe. It's super easy to do. If you don't think you can, sit down with me. Let me show you how you can change your life. And we're going to cut out coffee. I'll introduce you to a company called Folgers, and I'll show you how to save $2,400 by next year. That may not seem like a lot, but in some cases, it's 10 times what you have now. Do that for 5 years. What have you got? Rents are going up as well. There are ways to do this, folks, but we gotta change our mindset. We're going to have to grind a little bit, but you can do it. So when I read these things about how I'll never get ahead or I'll never do this, it frustrates me because you can, because I know people that are doing it, and I know people that have done it, and they've had way more obstacles than you have. They've overcome some incredible things, and they have some amazing success stories that inspire me, and you guys can do it too. Stop the negative mindset. Weed your garden. The weeds are the negative thoughts in your garden. Your mind's your garden. Weed them. You got to take them out of there. Water your garden. Put positive things in there. Believe you can. Sit down. Figure a budget. You can do this. I'm more than happy to help.